Hey guys, in today's video I want to share with you a simple but amazingly powerful observation that I came across years ago that shows the underlying math of how your business works. I share this with you so that you can focus your efforts on the things that will be most impactful for you in growing your business. The point of a for-profit business, of course, is to make profit. The goal is always to sell for more than you're paying to buy, and whatever you keep is profit. But if you actually look closer, here's how the equation really works. Revenue is a function of how many customers you have and how much they buy. How many customers you have is a function of how many leads you got and how many of those leads you converted into becoming a customer. How much they buy is a function of what their transaction size is, how much they spend each time they come, and how many times they come back, or their repeat transactions. So in reality, the equation looks something like this. You take the number of leads that come into your business, multiply them by the conversion rate, that's your number of new customers. You take the average transaction size, what they spend each time, and how many times they come back, that's your revenue. You take your profit margin then, what your cost is, multiplied by your revenue, gets you your profit. So to give you an example, just to use easy numbers here, 100 leads come in, let's say you have a 20% conversion rate, you have 20 new customers. Let's say each of those customers spends $200 with you on average, and that they buy 2.5 times a typical customer in their life cycle. That's $10,000 worth of total revenue. Let's say you run a 15% profit margin, you're getting $1,500 of profit. Make sense? Now, here's where it gets really cool. These drivers actually have a multiplicative relationship. So I have another example here. Let's suppose a 10% increase to each of these things. So instead of getting 100 leads, we get 110 leads. Instead of a 20% conversion rate, we have a 22% conversion rate. Well, that alone right there means we now almost have 25 customers. Now let's say we do some things to get them to spend a little bit more on average, and we get them to come back just a little more frequently than they used to. Well, your $10,000 in revenue now becomes $14,000 in revenue. And let's say we just do a few different things to increase our profit margin. Nothing crazy, but we go from 15% to 16.5%. The multiplicative effect of all of those changes amounts to $2,400 in profit instead of $1,500 in profit, which if you look is not a 10% increase, it's not even a 50% increase, it's a 161% increase over the prior, just by making these little subtle improvements to the various drivers. Think of that. If you improve each of these numbers just 10%, you could completely change your life as a business owner. I don't know about you, but I don't have a lot of ideas for making my business 100% better, but I do have a truckload of ideas on how I can make it 10% better. So even without being a Steve Jobs level business genius, you can leverage math and your decent ideas to dramatically improve your business. In the coming weeks, I'm going to publish a short article on each of these that includes some ideas for improving them, so be sure to stay tuned. In the meantime, I'd love to hear from you, either reaching out or by leaving your thoughts in the comments below.